my YouTube? This your boy Kamen Zero Spike back again once again. And today, people, today we here for Ohsama Sentai Kingohger episode 5, and it's it. We are done with the introduction little arc, that introduction world building little arc that we got going on, guys. And in this episode, we are introduced to Rita, and Rita is our purple magenta ranger who is from the kingdom of Gokaiken. Gokaiken. And yeah, she's basically the prison kingdom, this kingdom where she places judgment on people for committing crime. Yep. And throughout this episode, we see her investigating for Raculus. See her investigating things, trying to figure out why, if Gira is actually a fugitive or not, or he's in his crimes or not. He ends up getting put in her kingdom, and he ends up getting snowballed, which is the thing where she just puts him, basically her version of handcuffs, I guess, where she just puts him inside of a giant snowman. And this is actually the first episode where Gira actually admits that he's just pretending to be a bad guy. And throughout the episode, we see that she's going to all the different kingdoms and even talking to Raculus and also gaining evidence, basically just doing some real detective slash work and stuff like that, trying to figure out if Gira is actually guilty or not. And throughout this, we see her talking with everyone. She talks to Yanma, who says that, he steal the shoe guys? And no, he didn't steal it. He was actually able to crack it on. He was able to crack the code on his own. That he was able to get authorization for on his own. We see that she even threatens Yanma to take him into trial as well, because he basically will be like an accessory. We do see that she ends up talking to Kiyanmo. I keep forgetting the Yellow Ranger's name, but yeah, Kimino. Yeah, she goes to Kimino, and then she tells Kimino, and so you basically also aided into his into a bunch of his other stuff too. And she said, if you do, then I can come up here and I can destroy your kingdom. And she's like, oh, I would like to see you try. He asks it. Rita asks Kimino, do you have any skilled doctors? And Kimino's like, oh, you're actually looking at her, because Kimino is actually the most skilled doctor in her kingdom. Then she goes to Kataguri, talks to Kataguri, telling and basically says that, oh, he is a tyrant. He's like a slayer, and the rumors and stuff say. And he basically just going to everybody getting their opinion on who Gira actually is. And we did see that the Bug Narak are also hatching their own little plans in the background, which will come into prevalence later. And also we see that Raculus is also after another one of the shoe gods, which is actually one of the shoe gods that is actually in Rita's kingdom. And her king, it's a big scorpion, it's like a blue and gold scorpion, and he's looking for that shoe god. So we did see that. We also saw how Gira is in his cell. He's supposed to be basically like in a holding cell. He's in a cell with a bunch of other people who were sent there. We see that Rita's assistant, who basically just wants to go home. Throughout the entire episode, she's just like, I want to clocking out, can I go home, stuff like that. And she's just always working. And she tells Rita about her assistant tells Gira about if you want to blame anybody on what you're going through right now, you can blame Rita, because Rita is the one that put you here, and basically put all these different people in cells and stuff like that and it's like extremely cold. We actually see her she sends one guy, and we know that this guy, the way this guy is dressed, he seems like he's from Yanma's kingdom. And she basically says that, oh, you buy a bunch of stuff, you buy one product, you buy a bunch of the same product till it's out of stock, and then you resell the product for a higher price than it actually is. And I'm gonna put you in a cell for 6 months with negative 10 degrees. And he's like, since when was scalping a crime? I'm like, man, listen, I just got a PS5. and it was really hard, and it was kind of hard to get because of scalpers. So yeah, you guys remember that when PS5 first came out and people was buying it and all that, buying loads amount of it, stuff like that. But yeah, I finally got one. I'm greatly enjoying it. Anyway, so we see that she does. Rita actually does also, after she does talking to everybody else, she talks to Raculus, and talking with Raculus, she ends up slapping him, and she says that before that, he tells her that, hey, whatever you come up with, if you let Gira go, if you let him go or anything like that, you'll be making an enemy out of me, and his only sentence should be execution. It should be death. And Rita's like, well, I'll be the judge of that, because she is the judge actually. She's basically said, I'll be the judge of that. She ends up, after he threatens her by saying, if you let him go, you'll be an enemy of me, she walks up to him and slaps him. But then he says that, hey, wouldn't this legally be assault? She was like, nah, there was just a mosquito on your face. And she has like the little blood splatter. You know how after you kill a mosquito, and you know it has a little bit of blood on your hand, because that's from the blood it sucked. Turns out she had a little bit of his blood on her hand from the mosquito, I guess. And he's like, oh, well, I guess this is assault. And she was like, was that really enough to hurt you? Like, really? Like, come on, you're a king. That shouldn't have been enough to hurt you, yo. So she ends up so she leaves that. And then we also saw how she has like a secret room she goes into with a bunch of like abominable snowmen plushies. She has a big one and a bunch of little ones. And she talks for them. She uses them as like advice givers. You know, it's like, I mean, I've seen other people do that, and I actually know people in real life who actually do that. So it's not that weird. So it's not really weird to me. It's not really weird to me, you know, having like a little plushie or whatever, you know, that you talk to for like advice or whatever. I don't think that's all that weird, because I actually used to do that. And I actually know people in real life who do that. But no, she has a bunch of, and then she uses them and talks to them and stuff like that, and she's able to come up with what she's actually trying to do. So after that, during all this, she ends up getting enough evidence to, you know, basically do the whole trial thing. And when the trial starts, everyone is there. Everyone's there. No, we see, everyone's there. Raculus is there. His boys are there. The other rangers are there. There's rangers and their assistants are there. And she basically says that, oh, Gira, and they have Gira standing there, and Gira's like, oh, she's like, I'm gonna give your judgment now. And Gira's like, wait, you're not gonna let me speak? You're not gonna let me plead my case? And she's like, Gira is, and everybody's, the anticipation is high, and then Gira's like, she's like, oh, she basically says Gira is innocent. And Raculus is like, I hope you got a perfectly good explanation for this. And the reason why she says he's innocent is because while she was going to all the other kingdoms, she was actually speaking to people who actually met Gira, which showed these people were majority children, and these children actually talked about how he's nice and he was cool and he called me cool, stuff like that, and they thanked him for, you know, they gave him gratitude and they liked him and stuff like that. So Gira obviously could not be any type of fugitive, because when you talk to children and children like you aren't bad in their eyes. So it's good that she went to the kids. So, after that, we end up seeing that she says that he's innocent, but she also finds out that we also get the big revelation that the rainbow Jurujira, which was, you know, his favorite, which was like basically Gira's favorite food. Basically, I think it's Jello, but it has like this white powdery stuff on it. I guess that might be sugar, and which is very fat, which is a lot of sugar. Jello's already sweet as it is. Come on. But it turns out that is a food that Gira used to eat when he was a kid. But then they say that this food is nowhere in any basically history except for 10 years ago, and except for like years and years ago, where Turns out we see a kid Raculus and a kid Gira. Turns out Raculus is Gira's older brother. Wow. I mean, I kind of could see the resemblance. I mean, I know the actors and the makeup and all that stuff, but I feel like I kind of saw this coming. But it wasn't too obvious, because we know that Gira is some type of royalty. He had to be. Gira is some type of royalty where he had to be, because he's able to call King-Ohger. He's able to use the sword and all that stuff. He has to be some type of royalty or some type of importance somewhere. But I didn't think he was gonna be Gira's younger brother. I was gonna think like son or something like that. But Gira is actually Raculus's younger brother. Raculus actually knew this, and Raculus was actually trying to keep Gira away from being able to use the shoe gods and things like that. So, but it seems like Gira didn't even know this, because the way Gira's facial expressions and stuff like that, Gira didn't even know this as either. So I'm hoping. So most likely we're gonna get more backstory on that. But at the same time, Gira, how does Gira not know that? How did Gira not know that Raculus was his older brother? They gotta dive. They're gonna dive way more deeper into that, because I just don't understand how Gira could not know that. And you start out the series making us think that he was just like a peasant kid or something like that, but nah, he's a whole ass prince. His name is actually Gira Hasti, which is Raculus's last name as well. So he's part of that royal family, which is why he's able to use all the stuff. And but basically is his birthright. So Raculus is like, screw this, and everybody leaves. And Rita's like, no matter what happens, my freaking kingdom will stand firm. So after that, we end up seeing that we did see the Bug Narok having their conversations. We saw that Dark Narok's assistant dude, he's telling him that, oh, I know where the shoe god is, the greater guardian spirits. I know where the guardian spirit is. And he's like, how do you know? A little bug told me. So he's foreshadowing some stuff, maybe thinking that Raculus is secretly working with the Bug Narok. But that's just my thing. He probably is. I think he is. I don't know. Maybe he is, because we see someone handing the little crystal gem thing that has the shoe god on it, the scorpion one. We see someone handing that to Dark Narok's assistant. So most likely, I'm not gonna spoil nothing for y'all. I think I already know what's going on, but if you know, you know. So yeah, let me know in the comment section if you know, but don't spoil anything for anybody else. Just give me put a winky face in the comments. So since then, after that we end up seeing that the Bug Narok ended up coming and attacking the castle. We see that our main monster of the week this time is like a drill type bug guy. And we see we finally get our group, ranger group, team up, hitching all together, and we see all of them fighting and stuff like that with the Bug Narok and killing them. Then we see our main Bug Narok, he ends up making himself big, which the mecha fight was pretty good, and it was actually pretty funny. Also with them fighting all the small little Bug Narok on the ground was actually really freaking cool. Like the cinematography, the camera work, everything looked so freaking dope in that fight. So they ended up fighting him, but then during the fight they are having a hard time, since now all of them are in the Zord Mega, or all of them are in King-Ohger all together now. They are having a hard time actually working together as a team. That's another thing they're probably gonna have to overcome, which is working together as a team, because everybody keeps trying to take the lead. Everybody keeps trying to take the lead. And they're missing a lot of the main hits. They're missing a lot of shots and stuff like that, because the someone else tries to butt in and stuff like that. So they do end up defeating him, but after they ended up defeating him, everybody just walks off. Everybody just stares at each other, walks off, and then the last thing we hear Gira say is that, I'm coming for your head, Raculus. And that's it. Our 5 episode introduction, world building, all that stuff is now over. And now we're going to get into the real meat and potatoes of the story. Starting with the next episode, we're going to see Raculus going to be, buttering up Gira, stuff like that, trying to be nice to him and stuff like that. It's all fake as hell. But we did see that the Bugnarok did ended up acquiring the Scorpion Shoe God, and we see when Rita goes back to her castle and sees a bunch of holes and stuff like that, dug all up in the floor and the stuff like that of the castle, and we see her assistant is all beat up, she's bloody and stuff, and then Rita's like, so you mean to say that there really was a treasure here? There really was a treasure here. And now we see Darkenrock holding the crystal with the scorpion shoe god in it. He's like, yep, that's one down. So I already know who gave it to him, but if you know, you know. But I'm still trying to figure out why does Gira not know that Raculus is his brother and that he's actually some type of royalty. I mean, you could see it in the hair, you could see the way they dress and stuff like that. And we also saw that Raculus has acquired a golden looking version of their sword that has a gold blade on it. So most likely he's probably going to end up getting his ranger form as well, and also end up getting his own Zord and things like that. So we're going to have most likely have a corrupt ranger king that's going to be a problem. So yeah, but I really like this though. I'm glad that this introductory kind of period is actually over, so we can get to the real meat and potatoes of the story and actually start to explore like what's really going on in the background. But also I'm ready to see their team building skills, because it seems like they all want to take the lead, since they're all rulers of, well, with the exception of Gira, they're all rulers of their own kingdoms, and they're used to people just listening to them and following them. That the rest of them are probably going to be a hard pill to swallow when it comes down to following someone else's lead, when all these characters are actually leaders in their own right. But yeah, you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of this episode of King-Ohger. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and remember, as I always say, stay henshined.